friends, my Uber friends, a very good morning to you. Lyft friends, how are you? Scuba, what is this all about? And in my headline, you can see I made a funny comment calling it ScUber Scooby Doooo. I just think this is another wacky job of Uber trying to get into the media. I mean, let's be honest. Who can afford, right? A $2,000 trip in one of these scubas. I think it's amazing for tourists, right? It's super good for tourists that are out there. An amazing attraction. But if Uber is trying to be the Amazon of transportation, ladies and gentlemen, this screams desperation to me. It really does, right? Firstly, I cannot see this being a big money maker, right? At $2,000 a pop. Granted, if you have the budget, if you're already paying for an expensive holiday to the Gold Coast in Australia, you've booked your plane, and you have a $2,000 budget to go scuba dooby doo, by all means. I'm sure it's an unforgettable experience to be around the fish, around the reef. I've been there, been to Whitsundays in those areas, to Cairns. It's beautiful, right? But I don't think this is accessible to, greetings, Tommy, to, the average Joe out there. And I think all that Uber is trying to do is send a message through the media is that, hey, we thought of everything. We thought of the drones, we thought of the helicopters, we thought of the planes, we thought of the cars, we thought of the trucks, we thought of the submarines. We have it all covered. But maybe they were desperate to get media attention on this, to show, hey, they can also play underground in the water arena. But I truly don't know what the thinking was on this one with the executives, right? It's a novelty idea. Maybe that's one of their perks for the executives when they go. They get to float around or dive around in their own little scuba vehicles, right? Maybe that's factored into their fun equation, into their tourist equation. I'm sure that Uber is financing these super expensive vehicles, but at $2,000 a pop, ladies and gentlemen, to me, I agree. Janet, it's a joke. It really is. It's a desperate cry for attention in the media. It's a desperate shout out to the public that, hey, we have everything covered. We even thought of submarines. We are truly the Amazon of transportation. This is not transportation. This is fun for the rich, for the ultra rich, right? At $2,000 a pop. Dennis Halston, how are you? Mina Daniel, good morning. Jay Beats in the house. Darius, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Atlanta. Sene Bobo, yeah, on our backs. Very true comment again, right? Is this something that we, the drivers, are again subsidizing, this expensive little toy, this expensive little new operation? I don't see this as a moneymaker. It's not even going to show up in the numbers, right? You're going to have a few bookings here and there at $2,000 a pop. That's not how you generate numbers, Dara K. This is not how you generate. This is a novelty for the ultra rich. And to me, again, I'm repeating myself like a parrot here, but it screams like, and it sounds like a desperate attempt, for media attention, and to show, hey, we can be involved in anything if we want to. We could be involved in the water, in the air, and on the road, on land. Brothers and sisters, Inland Empire, how are you? Eddie, private rideshare, good afternoon. Uber can do water world. Our house will handle the rideshare world. Tommy is back again with his awesome humor. They can do the water world. We'll do the rideshare world. I have actually some really good news, my friends. Really good news, because again today, another 2-hour meeting this afternoon. But yesterday, I was in a think tank, with techie guys, and they think on whole different levels, right? They think like everything internet related, social media related, which many of us have a connection to because we obviously use all these platforms and that, right? But I loved their input on this new rideshare company, right? And we are going to, not to reveal too much information, but it's going to be a build up to Independence Day, July the 4th. Mark my words, it's going to be a build up to Independence Day, right? July the 4th, right? Because we want to be independent from the people that are giving us the headaches, namely Uber and Lyft, right? So cool things to happen in June, building up to July. That's all I'm going to reveal. There are going to be several platforms launched, allowing our house to participate in the name so that we build this together, right? This is not a, oh, solo mio. I'm not doing this on my own, my friends. This is our house joint effort to get this out, to call upon all our brothers and sisters to enroll new drivers for a new company, to call upon the Dustins of the world, the Paulas of the world, the Geos of the world, the Harrys of the world, the Kevins of the world, the Daves of the world, the Terrys of the world, all those cool people out there that have channels to help us enroll drivers, right? Because a new company can only be successful, A, when they have good, committed GOAT drivers, greatest of all-time drivers. But very important is that we have ways and means of advertising to, marketing to the passengers, right? To have them to flip the switch. Okay, I will try out this new company, and here is why. So we spent a lot of time on that one. I think that's where Trip, in my eyes, failed, is that they didn't address that. They just focused on the drivers. In order for us to get the trips, in order for us to be successful, let's say at least get a 75-25 split. This current split of 50-50, and I'm going to show that in the next video. Show you numerous screenshots that it's actually up to 50-50 now, right? Here I was a few weeks or a few months ago saying, hey, they're up to 40%. They're taking 40% of our money. Believe me, when I show you, it's at the 49-50% mark. And what I want you to do is, if you take your last 20 trips, what Uber pays, what the rider pays, what Uber gets, what you get, right? What the rider pays, what Uber takes, what you get. If you do 20 fares and you get an average percentage, I'm interested in that, right? So if you're in, here's a little homework. This is not back to school math class here, but if you do want to jot down your last 20 trips, that's a true good representation in your city, right? And then calculate out, what does the rider pay? What does Uber take? What do you get at the end? What is that percentage over 20 trips, right? So on the one trip, it might be 40%, and the other one it's 42%. On the other one it's 45%, that one's 50%, that one's 38%. But so we have an average, so we can talk averages here. GOAT, I like it. So this, again, not to reveal too much information, but this forum, this pre-launch forum that we agreed upon yesterday, there's a pre-GOAT phase and then there's a GOAT phase. And again, let me just tell you, it may not be GOAT, the name may not be GOAT, but GOAT will be one of many names put out there. And at the end of the day, you decide. It's going to be like a forum, surveying, input. And from that forum, we can truly say, just like in our house, that the ideas are put forward. They are read by the panel, right? They're read by me. They're read by the others and say, this sounds like a great idea. Can we program this in? This is an amazing idea. I like this rewards idea. This is truly going to be a company, my friends. Listen to me carefully. This is truly going to be a company built by us. It's going to be built by the drivers for the public. And, you know, whether I steer the ship or whether we get a person, you know, from the rideshare world that knows how to steer that ship, we need competent people on board. I tell you, one of my first ideas is not going to be talking about submarines. Excuse the sarcasm, right? It's going to be talking about the cars. It's going to be talking about the drivers and the passengers and how we find a formula that works for everyone. So people actually put money in their pocket, right? This here is screaming for attention. This here is a novelty toy, right? I don't know how many people in the future are going to be doing transportation in submarines. It's just a thing with a human being that they do not like to get into tiny little capsules and then be submerged underwater. A lot of people have those type of fears, right? So, I mean, do you want to be in this little bubble? I mean, how fast can you travel in one of these things from one city to the other, from Newport Beach to Huntington Beach, right? Underwater. I'll get there faster in the heaviest 405 traffic versus one of these little Scooby Dooby Doo machines, right? So honestly, let's start talking about things that make sense. Things that make sense, SENSE, and things that make sense, CENTS. This here is a money pit, and they're going to put a lot of money into it. Just to make themselves look great. Hey, we got this cool little toy in Australia now. Now listen, I love Australia, and I'm happy for Australia that you got one of these novelty toys, and I'm happy for Australia that you get to show off your Gold Coast, your pride, your joy, your beautiful tourist jewels through this machine. I really am happy, and I'm not being sarcastic. I know I'm extremely sarcastic at times, but I'm happy for Australia. I just don't think it makes any economic sense for Uber, period. ScUber, Uber, it's not sitting well with me, right? So who says an insurance nightmare? Yeah, this here is an insurance nightmare. Yeah, I'm Wise King. I love your name. I'm so excited something new is coming out. I can tell you, Wise King, it's the energy on that day that flipped the switch. Here we go. Look at the goosebumps again. It's the energy on that day that flipped the switch, because I've already put a lot of money into this in the past, and I've been putting money in, holding back, putting money in, holding back, saying, you know what, you need major money to come out with a new company. And we were addressing this in yesterday's meeting. And yesterday was a long meeting, folks. I could have been out there driving, making money. I could have been out there visiting my warehouse where I do all my products, my drop shipping. I could have been there. I could have spoken to those staff, right? No, I was in a meeting with a few people discussing this. The one thing I liked was this forum approach before the July the 4th announcement, big announcement, right? And there are going to be different ways drivers can participate or get involved or help build, right? And I think, thank you, Sene, for clarifying that. I'm just looking at the screen. He says the submarine will be an insurance nightmare. I wouldn't even like to know what the insurance costs on that. I'm sure these guys will be bumping into shipwrecks. A couple of great whites are going to come around and say, hey, I'm going to take a bite of this little thing here. And, you know, maybe they puncture one of the lines. And this thing starts diving down. Then the passenger sues Scooby Dooby Doo because a great white attacked the submarine, or another Russian submarine collided with a Scooby Dooby Doo. I mean, everything's possible, right? Everything's possible in Scooby Dooby Doo land. Everything's possible. Utica, New York. Chinka in the house, Tim Olson. It's almost starting to feel like Uber has some crazy, diabolical agenda. Yeah. It does. It feels strange. Edmund Enterprises Group, will it start coast to coast? Are we talking about the ScUber Doooo machine, or are we talking coast to coast on a new rideshare platform? Can you please clarify that for me, Edmund? I'd appreciate that. Why is my screen obviously does not like Scooby Dooby Doo? It's always going dark. Imagine you're out there in the dark with one of those Scooby Dooby Doo machines. Yeah, I'd rather be rolling with Tommy on the 405. Listen, Tommy and Rideshare Professor in my Cadillac on the 405, heaviest traffic, having a good conversation, racing one of these Scooby Dooby Doo's passengers that has to go from Huntington Beach to Newport Beach, or from Seal Beach down to Dana Point, right? There we are. I tell I'd rather be in the car talking to my house versus being stuck in a capsule. Not much I'm going to see in our waters here. Can be a lot of algae, a couple of fish. It's dark. This makes sense in beautiful, crystal clear waters, holiday destinations, but at $2,000 a pop, Edmund said rideshare. So here's the thing. I've got to be careful, can't reveal too much. This platform immediately to answer your question, makes every city accessible, right? It boils down to the licensing issues, right? And so to answer your question, yes, East Coast to West Coast, absolutely, right? The few things we having attorneys looking into are, for example, we're going to change the model up slightly. It's rideshare, no doubt about it. It's transporting people, right? But we want to make that platform better. I think there's still too many problems with this, this way it's set up right now, especially with all these little novelties that Uber and Lyft are trying out or beta testing, right? I see so many issues with those little novelties that a platform has to be simple, it has to make sense, and it has to make money, and it has to get people from A to B, right? So let's just leave it at that. Scuba snacks, yep. You can't get scuba snaps in there. You can't get scuba snacks. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks fun. It definitely looks fun. And hooray for Queensland, Australia. I am happy for them. I truly am. But you show me how many people here would spend over $2,000 for a few hours, maybe 2-hour drive in one of these. This is a little novelty for the ultra rich. And for Uber to announce this right now, just after the IPO, I don't know, are they so desperate that they're not trying to scream, hey, we're the Amazon of transportation, we're in drones. Good luck with drones going up against Amazon. Good luck with food deliveries going up with Amazon and Deliveroo now. Good luck with your planes. Good luck with your helicopters. Blade is already out there. I know the founders of that, Kobe Bryant and Steibel. I've met them. I've met with them, and the owners of Blade Helicopters, great company. So good luck banging heads with those people. I say stick to rideshare, perfect it, make it work for drivers and for passengers. Focus on that, right? Before you start venturing off into hundreds of other little ideas where you're just pumping money in, and you're not really seeing many returns. You're not going to be making your big money on Scooby Dooby Doo. I can tell you that right now. Infantry Sarge, how can we believe in automation when we can't even find a freaking business location? Pissed off passengers can't wait to see those cars driving around looking for where they're supposed to go. Yeah, some people are waiting for the stock to plummet. That is true. It's crazy. It's a crazy world out there. Beautiful video, beautiful presentation, beautiful attraction for the Gold Coast, for Queensland, Australia. That's all I can say. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you got Uber to pump in a lot of money, because I'm going to tell you what, Australia, Queensland, you know who's paying for that again? Us, the drivers. Worldwide, we're paying for that. Paul Figueroa, San Diego is gorgeous today. Torsten, happy Memorial Day weekend to you too, my friend. Hope you have an amazing one with your family. I don't want to really go into too much length on the Scooby Doo machine. You've heard my take on this. I think I've been very clear. I did let a little bit of information out as far as the new company goes, and what we're going to do is sort of pre-launch phase. 4th of July, we're going to open up the gates on multiple funding platforms. And the good thing is that it's completely participation by drivers to form and steer the future of this new company, right? The drivers are part of this journey, just put it that way. I think that's the cool thing. The drivers have a say in this, not the other way around, where it's top to bottom, executives always telling us, ordering us, bullying us, manipulating us, and telling us what to do, which I think is wrong. There's absolutely no say in all of these things. So that's going to change. That's going to change. And there's nothing more powerful when our brothers and sisters unite around a new idea. We get the collective support by the community to push the new idea, and then we start seeing that story pop up in the news. So we can say, hey, I'm part of that. I'm part of that journey. So that's what I like. Tinker's got to drive. I got to peace out, everyone. I got to go get a few things done. I'm going to be back very soon with another live feed. Almost, I would say, within an hour or two. Got another 2 hot topics to cover today. And excited to share this with you. I'm excited for Queensland, Australia. Congratulations. I'm not too excited about the executive thinking or the executive thought process in this whole Scooby-Dooby-Doo affair. Doesn't sit well with me. Peace out, my friends. I'm only going to leave if I can get 50 thumbs up. It's a short one. It's going to be 3 short ones today, 3 short live feeds. I need a quick 50 thumbs up before I go. You know, guys, I don't exit the room. I don't exit our house. David W., appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I got 3, 6, 8, 12 from David. Yeah, Tommy, hit me with another 5, 9, 14, 15. Yep, coming. We're getting there quickly. Thumbs up. That's the frequency we're going to start. It's weekend, my friends. Is it Friday? It's Friday. Begin your hustle. Hashtag hustle. Hustle this weekend. Make money. Make hashish. Make dineros. Make ruble. Make euros. Make dollars. Make Australian dollars. Make pounds wherever you are. Make a lot of boodle. Janet in the house says, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Oh, yeah, it's Friday. Bam. Bam. Hey, that's unacceptable. Why is my screen going dark? You know why? Batteria. There we go. Look at that. Cool. So, toast to Queensland, Australia for getting your little Scooby-Dooby-Doo machine. We're happy for you guys. We're happy for the tourists. It's a beautiful part of the world. But Uber, come on, man. You can do better. You can do better. And I tell you how you can do better, Uber. You can start with your drivers instead of focusing on little fun toys that cost $2,000. Start focusing on the most important things, Uber, on the drivers, not on little underwater mobiles. that your staff and your executives and your board members get to use free of charge when you go over to Australia, right? Start with the drivers. Thumbs up, my friends. Love you. Great weekend and another 2 to come today. Peace out.